Hey guys, Ajax22 here, and we're doing the showing you where we're at with the 38 Merwin Hulbert. This one we did in a vinegar bath. It actually wound up taking about a week of scrubbing, alternating with just letting it soak. But it came out pretty well, all things considered. It wound up getting a little bit of corrosion as soon as you let it sit with no outside of the oil. I didn't get around to oiling it yet, but you know, she's doing pretty good, and you can make out the rifling in the barrel pretty clean. There's some pitting. The bore's a little dark. Probably could do with some cleaning. It looks like there's a little bit of a ding on the muzzle that we might have to polish out. But all things considered, it's really not bad. Hard to get this to focus. I don't know if you can tell, but the steel underneath is in pretty good shape on all the mating surfaces. You know, this lost a little bit of this external, I guess this would be cylinder back plate or something of that nature. But the internals are in pretty good shape. I think at one point it was actually nickeled. There seems to be some little tiny flecks of a different metal plated onto some of the parts of the barrel. Hard to make out here, but that might help. Well, that might explain why it's partially, at least, in such good shape. You know, the cylinder, you can still see the, you know, where it was reamed to 38 Merwin Hulbert. It's got the lines in it. It needs to be punched out more. Might need to be re-reamed just to knock off the corrosion, but it's cleaning up pretty nice. You know, all things considered. One thing that was pretty cool, I thought, was I was able to find a number on it. And maybe I'm wrong, but that looks like 469 to me. What that means, Merwin Hulbert terms, I have no idea. So, and granted, that's, you know, only last 3, so that doesn't give us enough to really work with. But there may be some more that we can scrounge up. If any of you guys know where to look on a Merwin, a 3rd generation Merwin, let me know, and I'll give it some extra special attention. I'm gonna some of the scale on the barrel's a little bit thick in a couple of places. I think that's gonna require a little bit of mechanical agitation, so I might just have to scrape that with an X-Acto knife or something. But you know, honestly, with a little bit more cleaning on the bore, replacement mainspring housing, some improvised grips, this would probably shoot. Side plate's not really necessary to function. I mean, granted, I'd like to get one, but you know, if we're being strictly whatever it takes to make it fire and nothing more, that's, you know, not needed. But it's cleaning up really pretty damn nice. Needs some oil, needs to be soaked in some penetrating oil, I think. I'll probably chuck it back in the vinegar here for a little bit more anyway. It's been doing good. Hasn't been cutting into the metal as near as I can tell, even after a week, so that's not a bad sign. Yeah, the little retaining screw is going to be fun to try to get out. Or alternately, another course of action that's, you know, I've been thinking about is actually tossing it into a tumbler and seeing what happens with just doing a light tumbling with some fine media and seeing how much of this stuff is just loosely held into the holes on the metal and can just come out. Not 100% sold on that. you know, I'm a little concerned that it might be, I mean, I don't think it's too fragile. I think it'll hold up pretty well, but there's some little tiny parts inside these guys that I don't know if they'll hold up to just being tossed into a vibratory tumbler. So anyway, that's where things are at. Gonna need to either make, probably, or scrounge up a mainspring. Gonna need grips. Gonna need side plate. You know, beyond that, I think that's all that this gun really needs. Need one little screw. Probably find a few more things that I'll break as I try to like disassemble it a little further, but I don't plan on forcing this at all. I'm just going to ease it into coming apart or not, and not take issue with it. Soak it in as much penetrating oil as I can. Maybe put it through an ultrasonic bath, and you know, one thing at a time, we'll get it done. Anyway, you know, that's where we're at. So have a good one.